Mic check, mic check, mic check. Mic check, how we doing? It's a Kachoya! Previously on Kimba TV. This morning we talked about shorting the settlement, the single print, and VWAP. So some people are long from here, some people are short from here. There's really no right or wrong, okay? What if you are shorting from here, or if you are long from here, what you're looking at is value area low, because you're going to be able to sweep to value area high. Mic check, Bugatti juice in the building. I don't want to hit the red though, right? So I go maybe adjust this. Better. Kachoya! Is that better? We'll play around with the thang today. How we doing? Atkins says 30-second TA. Sure. Do you want a long or short? If you want a short, 88.5. We've had that level since last Tuesday, I believe. So probably waiting for 88.5 is a little bit better. If you want a long, VWAP has to hold. You can't lose value area high. Obviously, you can't go back into the gap. You've overcommitted as bulls. So if you're going to long, if you're bullish, then you probably wouldn't long anything lower than value area low. So yeah, Atkin, if you're gonna long value area high, yeah, or value area low, and or VWAP ideally, and then you lose that. Probably, I mean, once you fill the gap, you're going to end up with 76 again anyways. And so it's really like long here or long here. Something like that. Yeah, not enough data, Atkin. It would have been a little bit, it would have been easier to short. Yeah, other than that, S&P is going. This is what you're looking at for S&P. So 88.5, confluencing with 58.34, 58.55. What's Bugammas look like? Oh, nice. So let's go 57.55. Let's make sure we have that. So we have. That's not the GEX. GEX is 57.70. So 57.70. And let's make sure we have 57.55. We'll take this guy. Okay. Let's see here. Uncle Scratcha says, I always have FOMO. Can you give me some advice to calm me down? Sure, just basically learn and have confidence, brother. Yeah, like the only reason why you feel like you might need to FOMO or you're going to miss out is because you can't anticipate and plan. Yeah, so like, for example, you can go back and watch the Friday highlights if you want to. But this is like, for example, do you know that this is a bullish gap? You know, do you know that that's a bullish gap? So if you were somebody that was looking for a long, that you wanted to get into a long, then you're looking at VWAP, right? This is something that has been here since Friday. You're looking at value area high. That's something that we set on Friday. And gap play is just like your experience and how much time you have. So this is a really easy long for a lot of people. Like 300, 400, I don't know, 500. I don't know how many people, but there's like hundreds of you guys, hundreds of lions in a long. And so, you know, this is just a matter of how well do you know how to play gaps. So there's like 300, 400 lions, like people already in longs. Now, if you know how to do this, then like I didn't do anything over the weekend. I worked on auto tune. I worked on motion capturing myself, and just other stuff. So I don't have FOMO because if I really wanted to take a trade over the weekend, I could have taken it if I wanted to. I know that if I want to take a long, then, you know, I could have waited, but I didn't get it. So if you know what you're doing, you always know how to take the next trade setup. And so that's why you don't have to FOMO it. But if you feel like you don't know what you're doing, or deep down inside, you know that you got lucky on a trade, you might be really stubborn to close it or wait for something. Yeah, I always tell people you need to have a plan A, plan B, plan C. If you think that your crypto trading journey is going to be filled with, you know, getting the pixel perfect entry that you're always waiting for, then you're going to have a hard time. In fact, like, you should just always assume that, one, you're going to get round tripped on any amazing entry. And or if you're not going to get filled, that it's just going to leave you behind. That is the sort of expectations of being a retail trader. So you should always be thinking about worst case scenario. If you get round tripped and or you don't even get filled, you get left behind. So you need to always have a plan for A, getting left behind, or B, getting round tripped. So maybe just a little bit more better preparation, I think, and then you can probably start to get rid of that FOMO. All right, but one of the most biggest tenets of anything that requires you to be a logical thinker is that when you're emotionally compromised, you're not going to be able to think logically. Did you know that that's a biological thing? You know, we say math is the math, body is the body. So as long as you're prepared, that's the most important thing. Being prepared to get round tripped, being prepared to get left behind. What I don't want you to do is emotionally decide to open or close a trade. All right. I am long since yesterday, but don't know where to TP. Yeah, so that's really bad. You don't want to be in a position like that. Okay. You might be lucky right now and in profit, but most of the time, people that tell me I'm in a short, I'm in a long, I don't know where to TP, usually those are the same types of people that will be in the red and you don't know when to stop it. And that's how you end up taking huge losses and stuff like that. So, yeah, you want to make sure that you always do the right thing. So if you're in a trade and you don't know where to TP, I would just close it, because that's horrible preparation and planning. All right. If you're in the green and you don't have a plan and you can't stick to your plan, then when you're in the red, easy liquidation. Sounds good, because you're probably not going to have a plan for when you're in the red, and you won't know when to close it when you're in the red. It's a lot easier to close a green trade. So if you are having a hard time closing a green trade, you will have a really hard time closing a red trade. That's just like the psychology of trading. So, all right, make sure you don't get got. But being prepared and being planned is the most important thing. Sticking to your plan is the most important thing. So do what is right. Do the right thing. Yeah, like I had a bunch of DMs from you guys over the weekends. I think 300, 400, 500 lions are in from right there. That's the plan from Friday, if you remember. So whether it's a gap to the downside, so that would be bearish. This is bullish. This is just normal gap play. Adayudri says, I have it as target of the Trident since a few days ago. So we went over the math on this. If I were you, I would go back and take a look at the highlights, Adayudri. So I don't know what you don't know, but it depends on where you take your target, your baseline, basically. So whether you have it as this or whether you have it as this, the sort of inverse head and shoulders, if you will, like this is the height of the head, like this. That's the sort of kindergarten TA. What we talked about doing was then going to Bulkowski and making sure you have, see this? Like making sure you have all the mathematical prerequisites. You have that, and you have this. Percentage of the time meetings price target is 71%. Okay? So your EV is 70% of this, which is like around here. Okay? And then that's also where the point of control is. So like if we do, whoa. I don't know if you remember all of this. Remember all of that? So this is kind of like your zone right here. And then if the first attempt doesn't work, right? Let's say I get stopped out, then we're going to be looking for some sort of rounded top trident. But this is from last week, though. All right. We talked about it when we were talking about the long from here. Yeah. Think about that for a second. We drew this box when it was going like this. It came back. When it came back, we already talked about what you're talking about now. So we talked about targets, TPs, all that stuff, like on Thursday, Friday. So as long as you know about the EV and the math and levels, then you're good to go, and it would make sense. But I don't know what you don't know. Sounds good? Jedi, thank you for the resub. Kachaya? We're bringing poker night back. Yeah, expect maybe like first week of April. What do you think? Just Freezy says 76.5 box, also pixel perfect. Yes. Wish it went a little bit lower, but that's yes. Not too bad. But have you noticed, Just Freezy, that like the markets overall, it's not going as low as I would like it to go. And I'm trying to be really conservative and patient. So for me, the fact that it's not going as low as I want, the fact that it's not cleaning the lows as I would want, the fact that it's leaving gaps behind, like it just indicates to me that it's really bullish, because I'm trying to be conservative. I'm trying to say, hey man, if there's bad lows, unfinished lows, then I'm going to try to be patient and accept the fact that it could go lower. If there's gaps that are left behind, single prints that are left behind, I'm going to be responsible and accept the fact that we can still go and clean those. And the fact that it's not is objectively bullish, which is great. For it to be doing shit like that with no rate cut. you know? So can you just imagine if and when we actually do get rate cuts? So like Homie was asking me earlier, do you know, is your higher time frame plan still the same? Yeah. Because I thought we would be doing this shit with rate cuts. We're trying to reclaim value on a higher time frame without rate cuts. Dude, that's fucking nuts. So, you know, we know what it is. Like, get back in that hoe, you know, and then we're going to see the opposite side. And the fact that we deviated all this is going to be great, because I'm going to expect the same deviation to the upside. And that takes us to the 125, 130, which is what we were talking about before. So for it to try and hold these lows and try to get back into value without rate cuts, that's awesome. Kajoya, I say kajoya, I say kajoya, kajoya, kajoya. Stop loss profit, stop loss profit. Fibonacci ho, a Fibonacci ho. You my value area ho, you my value area ho, value area ho, value area ho, value area ho ho. We need better instrumentals, chat. Martin says, we're lingering right below 88.5. Would a new short here be ill-advised? Well, Martin, this is what I would do if I were you. There's going to be many times when you get into a trade before or after I do. You might be in a position that you should have gotten stopped out in tiny profit or break even a while ago, but for some reason you are a little bit compromised, you're a little bit in the red, and now it's like, uh-oh time. Okay? But it's not going to be, the point that I'm trying to make is you need to have a protocol, whatever situation. Maybe you got round tripped. Maybe you already got pinked and closed out on 2 or 3 short attempts already, right? It will not be your last. The question for you is, what edge did you have before when you took your previous attempts? Are any of them still valid? Which one of those got invalidated? Okay? And then, do you still have enough in majority? It's a quick little checklist that you should be going through, all right? And last but not least, when I talk about make sure that you have a plan B and a plan C, okay? Plan A is your ideal situation, right? It's the highest or the lowest. You get fulfilled. You don't have to worry about ever getting round tripped or stopped out. It leaves you alone. You're juicing the fuck up, okay? But more than likely, that's not what's going to happen. You have to come to grips with that. You really do. Your subconscious bias, instead of hoping that you have the best short entry or the long entry, you should just accept the fact that your shit is always going to be susceptible to market makers stopping you out or round tripping you. Thomas says, Kimba, when we looked at KingFisher liquidity was heavy to the down, a lot of imbalance down there also. How do you weigh the tinier amount of short stacking could prevent the drop? Say what? how do you weight the tinier amount of shorts stacking could prevent? Sure, yeah, especially with S&P Confluence, brother. Yeah, so I would just take it step by step. Do you remember on Friday when we said that holding this would be bullish? So that's good. You know? Remember? And so for today, if you can hold this structure, like worst case scenario, it's a swing fail like that, or like it's a dip the tip type of thing for the RTH gap with ETH. You know, do you remember when I was talking about maybe VWAP is going to hold? I don't think the trend line is good, but it's either VWAP or here. So yeah, so let's just take it level by level. Let's see if VWAP is going to hold. I don't think this trend line is going to hold. And then if VWAP doesn't hold, it's going to be value area low. And then beyond that, I would think 76. So the problem with, in my opinion, like the bulls doing what they did, can you see all of the bad, poor, and weak lows on CME? And that's not like a trick question or anything like that. Like you see what I see, right? No good, no good, no good, no good. And ETH gap is pretty crazy. RTH gap is pretty crazy, you know? So it is what it is. I'm going to just remember all of that shit as it goes up. Thomas. And there was a guy that was asking, like, is there a chance that 76 could be a low? Yup. And so, like, Thomas, to be honest, if you really wanted to simplify this bitch, I say you just think about either spot or you understand that you're going to have financial commitments to long all the way to 66, 67, 68, because that's all bullish technically. Mathematically, harmonics, Elliott wave, whatever you want to throw at it, you're going to be able to find an argument about how you could really have tolerance all the way to 65, 66, 67 and still be bullish. So you could just put blind limits in, brother, all the way to 65, put stop loss at 60, low leverage, and then as you start to get filled or get left behind, start adjusting your leverage, and it is what it is. In my opinion, no rate cut, you still have a chance. Okay? My bigger time frame idea, whether it's longs on altcoins, whether it's spot on altcoins, you know that I'm just trying to front run rate cuts, right? And so in my opinion, as long as rate cuts haven't happened yet, you always have a chance. Okay? I'm not going to get got on some fucking bull trap here on no rate cut, you know what I mean? Like lose money. So I'm going to just be patient. But I think for me, I think if you have no rate cuts, you still have time. Now, it doesn't mean that you're going to have the best entry, but I don't think you've missed anything. So that's how I'm going about it, and how I'm handling my business. Well, I was going to try to find a B, but I don't think I have time. The bulls need to reclaim the golden pocket as support. So I would have liked it to go a little bit lower, but that's okay. Conceptually, if you're bearish or if you're somebody that's in a long, you're looking at this golden pocket because it can't be resistance. Okay? I'm in a short. I told you guys when I was in a short. I've been in this short for a very long time. I shaved a good chunk. I added. Entry is right around 420. I'm probably going to bring the whole position down, stop loss and profit now because I got to go work out here. All right, Meslep. I'm glad you enjoy. Shays, you good over in YouTube, gang? Danny, you good? Swollen, you good? Out of pocket, let's go. Johnny Wonka, let's go. Fred, let's go. Nick, so any questions, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, man, we had a shot right there, y'all. We had a shot. But, man, Bulls keep holding. Not too shabby. How did, I was going to say, where did ETH hit? But ETH is paused right now, so still need 32 more minutes left. I'll be back on early again tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. VWAP is a level of interest. Value area low is a level of interest, but the session is building above. So let's do this. Settlement. Value area low. So that's the levels for tomorrow. So, bullish retest would be easy as long as it doesn't spend too much time off of value area low. Bullish retest of value area high as well. Yeah. And then we're already in the short, so it's just a matter of do we get stopped out or not. So you guys Gucci? Pokey Hunter, you good? Block Vibes, you good? Mandalo, you good? Alex Way, you good? Bugama Mama. Alex Way says quick little 20%er. Let's go. This is coming back in 30 minutes, so keep an eye on that. CME, nice little baby gap. Fiel says, what is next level of interest higher? That's a great question. It's such a great question that it's probably been the most popular question all day today. For me, it's going to be a CME level. And if you look at levels to the upside and levels to the downside, I think no matter how much of difference in opinion we have on the range, I think you're going to be able to see that 91.5 is pretty important. So for me on CME, 91.5. Okay, so this is a level of interest. Okay, next one is going to be that one. We've had that level for so long, man. Okay, 91.455. It's the old ETH sweep and the zone that we were talking about shorting weeks and months ago. Remember when we were shorting this? And we said this is a really important level for bulls to be able to reclaim. And this is a level that I kind of highlighted in the morning higher time frame TA as well, brother. So definitely make sure to get caught up, okay? But 91.5. Alrighty. But we've been looking at that ETH sweep level for a very, very long time now. So you're going to get to a point where we just finished talking about the 4-hour Trident, right? So this is from 4 days ago. So this is what we were talking about 4 days ago. Shout outs to Azaz for the clip. Okay, this is where we are now. And then for those of you that were here on Friday, give it up for the box. All right, so even before we had that pullback, we were looking at this 4 days ago. This is where we are now, and this is kind of getting to our EV. Alrighty. And so just remember like what we've been talking about for the last couple days and, you know, where the bullish retest might come in. Remember this that we talked about? So don't forget about that. Don't forget about levels to the downside and levels to the upside, okay? But for CME, my big one is going to be 91,455, 91.5 basically. Okay, and we've had that level for weeks and months. Lions, Ayo Gaines says I come back and he leaving. Yeah, I am Ayo Gaines, but I'm only leaving because I'm working on stuff for you guys. Yeah. Did you know that not this coming weekend and not the weekend after that? So the second weekend of April, I might be doing a streamathon. We might have a poker tournament. And so I need to test out overlays. I need to test out different plugins. Yeah, I mean, there's already shit that my computer is waiting on me for to restart. You know, Windows, you got to fucking restart every time you install something. You know how it is. So, yeah, I would love to kick it with you guys. We could maybe squeeze in an extra couple minutes here and just watch the ETH gap if there is one together. But for the most part, if you've been here long enough, you know that it's not as reliable of a play. So I don't even think it's really worth our time, but we can sit there and watch it if you want to. You guys already know that I'm in a short. I'm just, you know, I'm going to get round trip, stopped out, and break even if it's going to actually stop me out. You did the right thing if you got round trip and you got left behind. Better to be round tripped and left behind than just completely fucking lost in the clouds. You know? Let me ask you this though. Are you watching the golden pocket being lost? And when it does get lost, do you see how far low it goes? It doesn't bounce at the 7.5. It doesn't bounce at the golden pocket. It poops. And surely enough, when you lose that golden pocket and you get to the 886, eventually you're able to make a what? A lower low. So now, best case scenario, if you're still looking for a short, support, 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 shouldn't it be resistance? It was cool to see the gap. We got our thang. All jokes aside, pretty cool that we didn't get stopped out. I have now, I'm going to be away for a little bit, so stop loss and profit. Alrighty? Most of my entries are 88420, same thing as last time. 11, 12, 13, Bitcoin, etc., etc. So we'll see if we get away with it or if we just get stopped out and tiny profit, and we'll give it away. Give it away, give it away, give it away. Join that. Bulls, Bears, we're all Lions, all right? We can't lose, can't lose, can't lose, can't lose, can't lose, can't lose. All right? I almost got stopped out on that bitch like 4 times today. All right? But it is what it is. We'll just have some fun with it, and we'll see what we can do, all right? Watch out for that VWAP. Lions, love you guys. Have a great night. Peace, everybody. Good job here, reading.